The Emperor has been expecting you.
Greetings, Star Comrades, this is Man in Ushanka. Today my video is going to be relatively short, and we will get acquainted with Obi-Wan Kenobi's destiny on Tatooine. And yes, both Tatooine and Tatooine are correct ways of pronouncing the name of this planet. The shortness of my video doesn't mean that the reviewed period was short, not at all. Let me remind you that he lived on Tatooine for more than 20 years, which is more than 6 times longer than the duration of the Clone Wars. As we know from the old canon, Obi-Wan hadn't arrived on the planet of Dunes immediately after Mustafar and Polis Massa. Before landing on Tatooine, Obi-Wan had spent some time hiding on Nar Shaddaa. The name of the moon, by the way, also has 2 different pronunciations, Nar Shaddaa and Nar Shaddaa. Not long after arriving on Skywalker's motherland, I meant the planet of birth, sorry for me using Russian vocabulary. So, upon arriving on Skywalker's planet of birth, Master Kenobi had started revealing the art of preparing himself for an eternal life, which was previously taught to Qui-Gon Jinn by the Whills, who then, after dying, decided to help his Padawan master the noted technique. But that was expectable. What he expected less was to meet Ferrus Olin, a refugee Jedi Padawan, a man who served as a prototype for Kanan Jarrus of the new Star Wars canon. But here come even more unexpected things. Upon landing on Tatooine's surface, ex-General Kenobi couldn't even imagine meeting his old pal, Asharat Hett again. And not only meeting, but also fighting him. Asharat Hett, who would later be known as Darth Krayt, the Conqueror of Coruscant. I have a video about his conquest of the New Galactic Empire, by the way. Once was a Jedi and an Obi-Wan's companion during the Clone Wars. Asharat was of human race, as well as were his parents, but they had lived with one of Sand People tribes, completely acquiring their cultural identity, and even got hold of power, with Asharat's father becoming a tribal leader, giving his son an opportunity to become a chief. Not long after the end of the Clone Wars, Asharat Hett had decided to lead a crusade against local farmers who wanted to spread their influence into the free lands of desert tribesmen. Once upon a time, his group came too close to the farm where the family of Lars lived, including young Luke Skywalker. Clearly seeing the danger of this situation, Obi-Wan Kenobi rushed to defend the farmers. He usually tried to act secretly, but this time he had to use his lightsaber to defend against the chief of the savages. Asharat Hett fought bravely, as his ancestors would, but in the end of the day, Obi-Wan managed to cut his opponent's hand and force him to surrender. This turn of events meant disgrace for Hett as a warrior, and the fact that his mask has also been removed during the fight meant that there were no way for him to stay. So he had left Tatooine and eventually arrived on Korriban, taking his first step upon the path of darkness. During his long years on Tatooine, Obi-Wan would save young Skywalker way more than once. From the Kenobi book, we can also learn about many events that occurred and affected Obi-Wan's destiny. There was, for example, a huge corruption scandal, which could lead to a civil war between settlers. It is also known that Obi-Wan had once had an opportunity to become a new chief of the Sand People, but he rejected such a proposal. In his calm Tatooinean life, Master Kenobi had always tried to be distant from the rest of the population, which of course doesn't mean that he had no friends at all. He actually befriended some water vendors, and the female owner of the biggest local shops actually fell in love with him, but he didn't marry her, of course. The material aspects of this world had never bothered old Ben, who spent most of his days and nights meditating. He once even considered the idea of contacting the members of the outbound flight, because he thought they evaded the Order 66 by living in the unknown regions. Too bad they died years before the Clone Wars, killed by a radiation bomb during their fight with locals and the Trade Federation. Obi-Wan Kenobi was a lonely man, but he was respected by many locals, which although never meant that he ever tried to exploit it. He craved neither power nor money. The only thing he really needed was communication with his old master, Qui-Gon Jinn, who was killed by Darth Maul, but the soul of whom survived thanks to the special ability, the secret of using which Qui-Gon shared with his apprentice. And on this pleasant note, the video comes to its logical conclusion. I do hope you have enjoyed the video and are ready to click the like button. And if not, then tell me what I did wrong so I can fix it in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and as the ancients said, let the Force go with you. See you next time!